An absolutely phenomenal performance from Ago over on Inferno. That means we're heading through to map number 3 to decide which one of these teams secures their spot in the playoffs and who goes home, Risk. We're going to be heading on through to Train now.
Yeah, it's a decider on the decider map as well. We've gone all the way, and there's not really much to separate these two teams at this point.
No, I mean, early on, right, back on Overpass, Ajo looked like they were going to be able to close this out, but then North, of course, pulled a phenomenal comeback to secure that map 16-14. Inferno, though, was a completely different story. Ago looked like an altogether different beast that North just couldn't quite overcome.
One thing that we have to remember to reiterate as well, like the winner of this game will face off against Fractus in the first semi-final tomorrow. So that's, of course, a game where North will know their Danish brethren, but also a go they played a lot against Fractus in the online league. So either one of these teams that makes it through will be a tough match for Fractus as well. So this is definitely a map that, or a match that kind of sets us up for a really, really impressive semi-final, no matter who goes through.
Yeah, right now the star for North has been Mixwell, the stand-in.
Yeah.
He's looked utterly fantastic, and he's also the resident Spaniard, so he's been doing well. Back on the AWP as well after he took like a bit of a hiatus, if you recall. He's been looking great with it. Then you kind of look over at Ago, and it's been Fur and Snatchy. Snatchy, coming off the back of a pretty weak performance on Overpass, was lights out on Inferno. We can see them on our screens right now. The people to keep an eye on, in my opinion, heading on through the Train is going to be Snatchy and Mixwell, the two AWPers and also the two highest performers back on that last map. But yeah, we're about to head on through map number 3. It's Train in the decider. Winner heads on through to the semis tomorrow. The loser will be going home. And North on the CT side, they've gone for armor across the board. And
you said that the two AWPers will be the ones to watch in this game. We're on Train, the playground for the AWPer. Let's see what kind of difference Mixwell and Snatchy can bring into this game. This is where they step up. Right now, I go ready for the outside push. Bomb is still dropped, of course, so they're not going to go in just yet. Sitting there waiting. Smoke flash on Toa. North. Let's see what they can do with it. Let's see if they can handle whatever the Polish side will throw at them when the time comes.
Oh. They are out from main. Mixwell, nice tap down onto Furlan. Yerby gonna get tested as well, but he holds his own, and in the blink of an eye, it's just Toa left alive. A 1v5 required, and AZ, oh, quick with the USP. He seems to always get a pat in these pistol rounds from Ave.
Yeah, there's something with AZ in the USPS. I don't know what it is, but he's just a beast with that weapon. Of course, for those of you who didn't follow yesterday, AZ made probably one of the best pistol clips of all time, pistol aces of all time. And of course, didn't get the ace here, but still 3K. That's also very nice to put in on the scoreboard. Kirby with the FAMAS, pushes coming towards Ivy, turns around, ready for it. We'll get that first one, surely, but no, it's going to be Ago to answer back. Perfect usage of the C-sets and the Desert Eagle.
Well, they're going to just turn this whole round on its head, though. He's straight back in, and it's PHR 1v2. Lights up the first MSL now. Going to try and go toe-to-toe with him. Both players tagged down low, but MSL falls in one shot. That's all it's going to take, and PHR, a hat-trick for him in that round. And look at devastation over in the North camp. They're not going to be feeling too great after that.
Yeah, Valid with a 4K and still slips away from them. Now economy can't be looking good for the Danes. It's going to be a set of pistols. But then again, we just saw what a Go can do with a set of pistols. Let's see if North can replicate that, try and copy what their opponents are doing. Once again, they're setting up in this kind of default for the outside push. They go. Just making sure that if any aggression comes their way from the counter-terrorists, they're going to be ready for it, they can handle it. And then when the time comes, the execute will happen. And that's where also the in-game leader have the job of making the mid-run call. Maybe Furlan finds something. Maybe he finds someone in Pop Dog, maybe he finds someone inside that pushes aggressively, and then he has to change the plan in the in-game. That's what we call the mid-round call. Now, looks like it's going to be the A push. Furlan sees one. Kirby's pushed away. Now Kirby is in no man's land. Let's see what kind of difference he can make. He's going to play up and close, which is the only choice he has.
It's good for one. But now the pressure falls onto the rest of this North roster. Mixwell spotted out with that scout dropped by Toa. Ooh, they've let Valda do some damage, work his way to the back line. Toa hot on his feet. Gonna manage that now. It's easy. 1v2. And a CZ to enter the fray. Toa has the bomb. AZ takes one step there. Toa didn't hear it. Now he's got a Galil, but he pivots back around, and Ago going to secure themselves their second as they convert 2 back-to-back. Now the money runs dry for North, and they just have to take one on the chin, go for the eco.
Rough times in the North camp. On the CT side is where you usually get a lot of your rounds on train. Now forced into a full eco, nothing invested, literally nothing. Everyone's on that USPS. No utility whatsoever. It's going to be the push inside. To be honest, I feel like that's a fine call. Just try and see if you can get something weird done. Maybe cancel out a frag or two, but unbeknownst to them, the push has come towards the A-bomb side, and the round has already been decided, surely.
This at least gives us some time risk to talk about what's going to be coming up in the next round, right? We're going to have no AWP in play. They don't have the money to afford one. I don't think they can go right at it. Maybe, if a couple of kills come through, Mixwell.
Yeah, if he can find one with the Mac-10. Can't.
He's going to go down and Snatchy mopping up all these players. But yeah, no AWP going to be coming through for North. And for Ago, no such problem. They can afford to bring theirs out early on, especially as Snatchy makes all this money here. He's going to walk away with a nice $2,400 to his name.
$83.50 on his bank account right now. That's a healthy amount of money. And yes, you said it correctly. No AWP on the CT side, all in force, but they have some utility behind it. Looks like they're missing kits so far. They won't have the money to buy one, so could get interesting if we go all the way down to the wire. Snatchy has picked up the AWP, but aggressive play from Kirby around the E-box takes him out of the equation, and now it's the play. A go, still with the bomb, still in their default setup. So it's going to be them to open. It's going to be Furlan to try his best, but can't really find anything so far.
No, it's actually falling early on. That's lent them some room now to start to make their way up towards main. You can see it's Kirby there. Bombs rotating all the way over here towards this B-bomb site, though. The push about to come through. And now we're going to be looking at Valda and MSL to be tested.
It's going to be the push inside. 1 minute remaining. They have 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs to set up with, so definitely a decent amount of utility for this execute. Let's see, Flash comes down low, and that's the beginning initiation of the push.
Valda, 1 kill, PHR to trade, and now it's MSL in the hot seat. There's 1, but that's it for him as well. Toa and PHR left to try and keep Ago in this round. They went a man down early on, but they've recovered nicely. The bomb plant comes in. Kirby dropping PHR, now leaves Toa alone. Kill, man wrapping round to his left though in the form of Mixwell. It's easy to get it. Defuse comes on in. And it's going to be the second round for North. They hold on.
Very nice round from Kirby as well. Picks up that first one, gains them the original advantage, and then also is a big part of helping the retake. So just get the bomb down. I really like the way that they played that attempt to take the B bomb side. The bomb went down, the went into post plant, and then lost out in the duels. But the original idea, the original execute was actually quite nice. And that's something that you can always count on Ago. Like, they will always throw out good set piece play, a good strat, good execute down the books. He's always on point. Very disciplined team. Snatchy, very disciplined AWP, and AC goes down. Mixwell ready for the refrag, but cleverly enough holds the angle instead of peeking into Snatchy's AWP. And let's see if Snatchy's gonna crawl his way in. Surely Mixwell hits this. No, Snatchy steals it away. That's perfect from him.
A crazy shot to land. You can see the effect this has had. North now looking to try and regain ground elsewhere. They've lost 2 players. They have to have something to show for it. And that's going to come by pushing up Kjaerbye in towards main. Snatchy's read this well and is going to be holding for it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mesh flashed into pop, but they do manage to get down. All 3 players for North inside of this A bomb site, though. There you go. If they keep this up, could go walking into the stack. They know that MSL's here, thanks to that one shot that got rallied out just seconds ago.
Bomb being picked up just now. Let's see. It's going to be heading. Kjaerbye could be the playmaker here. Him and MSL. Kjaerbye the first line of defense. Flash comes in. Toa takes the frag. To continue the great string of frags coming in this round.
Now it's MSL trying to make a stand, but he's only good for 1 risk. He will fall, and that is going to be Ago finding themselves their 4th round.
Snatchy with a 3K on the AWP as well.
And it's the position from Kjaerbye that kind of makes or breaks that round. And the second he falls, MSL is in such a tricky spot. They have him nearby to try and get that trade. But he's just unable to do so. It's fantastic stuff from Snatchy. Look at him go, keeping that form up from Inferno. Most of his frags there coming in with the rifle. This time it's the AWP, though. It seems to be providing him with his plethora of frags. The pause called in. And interestingly enough, it's going to come from Ago.
Yeah, let's see. Probably found a few things that they weren't 100% happy with, and 6 rounds in. Gonna make sure that it doesn't become a problem. So kind of a preemptive one, I would say. Haven't really seen anything that they kind of desperately need to change so far, but maybe they're seeing some signs that they want to make sure it doesn't become a problem. North on the other side, everyone's on a pistol. The Eagles and 1C said, but this is a hard one. It's going to be another eco after this, surely. That means Aiko will probably get 6 rounds on the T side already before North can start to answer back. And already, like 6 rounds is a decent T side. Everything on top of that is a bonus. So surely they're happy in the Go camp right now.
You certainly imagine they are. They get him off to a great start, and it continues in this one. These pistols not really given any chance to upset. Hit the nail on the head there, Risk. They've already had what would be considered a very good T-side. We're only 7 rounds in, and they are about to find their 5th, unless one of these players with a D can pull off some heroics. Valde, okay, he's a man who's known to be a bit of a hero when he wants to be. Lose MSL, though, the captain. Right, the IGL, but the man in charge, Valde, does secure that AK. And Easy with the Deeg. He's managed another onto Furlan. So now a 2 versus 3. And this is where the round starts to get a bit more interesting. Easy on the bomb train. Has been keen in pistol rounds prior. Snatchy, missed shot. They know where he is. He's going to go re-peeking into it with a Deeg. Trying to buy time. And Easy, another kill. Finally silenced by Toa. And it's Valde with that one scavenged AK to try and keep North in this round. Down through Pop Dog he goes. Traverses the terrain, and Snatchy will delete him. There's the AWP retrieve still for Ago, but only 2 players surviving in a round where not much was invested over on the North side. Still, it's back to the drawing board. They get reset here. It was the partial buy rather in that previous, so.
Yeah, they're setting themselves up for, basically they made the call to go for essentially what back in the day would be a double eco. They buy some Desert Eagles and C sets into it, but this one is going to be the full save. And instead of having 1 full eco and then a partial buy with some FAMASas, they're going to save up and get that double op set up. And this is just a round that they'll have to go through. This is going to be all a go from now on. Furlan just getting some stats padded. And Valde last man standing. Cruise control.
Right now, he's downstream without a paddle. There's no real chance of him getting back into this round. It's only a P250. Anything he can take out would be brilliant.
Yeah, not even a single point. Oh, actually, excuse me, 3 points of damage have been done. Just actually.
It's the little things that matter.
Let's be real, those points of damage don't matter.
Or as they say, it's not about how big it is, it's about what you do with it. And they haven't done much with their 3 HP's worth of damage just yet, but maybe Valda could find something.
I highly doubt it.
They're going to be moving on to a 6th regardless. And this is already a phenomenal T-side. It only stands to get that much better. North, it's a slow start, similar to what we saw from them on Overpass.
It's when they start on the CT side, man. Like, I don't know, there's something about North and then just starting slowly on CT sides. The problem is, on most maps, it's fine because it's a 50-50. On Train and Nuke especially, usually you want to see your team winning maybe 55 to 60% of the rounds on that CT side. And if you start out slow, then you kind of take that advantage away from yourself. No double up setup this time around for North. They're only going to go for the one on Mixwell, but everyone's on utility. Missing kits. And Mixwell will not have armor, so less money in the bank than I thought for North, but they still have money enough to get the AWP on Mixwell.
Now Valda as the anchor inside of that B-bomb site. That frees up 4 more players over here towards A, so if A go head there early on, they're going to be walking into a stacked site. Mixwell, crucially, has that AWP out. We haven't really seen him with it on the CT side, and he's been the consistent top performer for North.
Look at this from Kirby, though. The way that they're playing their default is leaving the bomb behind and leaving this whole main open for business, and Kirby will just walk in. He didn't spot the bomb, though. That's unfortunate for him, because then he would have known what was up, but it's dropped cleverly so that he won't be able to access it unless he pushes all the way in, but already now securing a second frag, and this is becoming a big problem. Kirby's just allowed to roam free on every single area of the map. Doesn't matter if it's a ghost territory, he doesn't care. Now Snatchy has to bring back the advantage. Turns the corner just in time. Not spotted yet.
Yeah, Snatchy's the linchpin. He's the man that can make all the difference. The AWP is far from ideal to have in this sort of scenario, but he spots that all the players. There's the first. Oh, no idea on Kirby, but he turns around and corrects it well. 3rd kill of the round, and now Mixwell chimes in. Kirby's going to do a boatload of damage onto Ferlin as he tries to claw back in. 1v3, Mixwell tagged up, and Ferlin sticking around, wanting to try and make something happen of this round. There's a man in top, and Ferlin, he does suspect, but Valda's going to connect all the shots necessary, and that's North finally breaking the trend and finding themselves another round. 3 players surviving, though. That reset going to be a real problem for them because there's enough money for Ago to invest. And if North lose this, then they're going to be strapped for cash in the next round.
Great round by Kirby here, picking up the 3K now. Go. Can they bounce back and get that 7th round on the scoreboard? So far they've been focusing a lot on the outer bomb side, A. Now it seems like they're going towards the other place, the B bomb side. Mixwell is having some trouble down at lower, but that opens things up for Valde. Smoking off, but now holding low, but the timing is... Oh, he just manages to pivot around and get the headshot. Kirby and Mixwell on the other side picks up 2, and now it's Toa all alone. 1v5. And Valde finishes the triple, and another timeout coming in from the Go.
And this is where things get a little bit scary now. North, they keep everyone alive in that round, so money's going to be building up now on their CT side. You don't have the opportunity to just win one round and reset them if you're Ago, so there's some real sustainability to this from North, and I think crucially we're starting to see key players warming up now. That round from Valda was picture perfect. I mean, it wasn't. That's kind of the reason why it's so scary. He gets caught off guard. He shouldn't have won that second fight out, but he's able to readjust well. And he's starting to build up some confidence. Same can be said for Kirby if you think back to that previous round. And Mixwell's still being consistent, still hitting the shots we need him to hit. So this is where this team now starts to look a little bit more scary. And the reality is for Ago, they've had to go for a partial buy here. They've readjusted their economy, so everyone's kind of sitting around that $2,000 mark. Tora and Snatchy had a bit more than the rest of the gang. So they've invested where they can. Setting up what looks like a fast B play, but with Kirby and MSL down here towards Pop. Rotation's going to come in very, very quickly.
Let's see if they're going to go for it. Valde spots the smokes, calls us out. Are they going to go? No, they're not going to go up in Pop. They're going to rotate through the link.
Groovy's got his fireproof suit on as he stands in that Molotov. Does get tagged a tiny bit. Retake underway. Now these pistols become that much more deadly. These two rifles as well can look to be catalysts. Only Mixwell is tearing them apart. He's dropped one AK. Continuing to aggress. Going to get bailed out by Valde. And everyone falls over on the side of Ago. North. It was looking like things could have been pretty dire there with the bomb going down. Playing 5v5 in the retake. But they keep everybody alive.
Very solid for the economy. Great to finish off on a high note after a slow start. Mixwell's just on point right now with his ult. In general, in this best of three, has been hitting shots, and that's what they need. They kind of need to work into a groove throughout this tournament, because you have to remember that they didn't have any practice time with it before this. This is the last-minute deal. So the more time they get with him, the better. And the more time Mixwell gets to readjust into playing on a high level again, because he's had a break.
Yeah, he had that brief stint with G2, but that did not end well. That was an experiment I think they would rather forget for both parties. And yeah, I mean, you're bang on. Mixwell kind of playing very, very well. Of course, for him, this is his opportunity to advertise himself, and I think he's done exactly that. Valde falls, but Mixwell continuing to show that he's a hot prospect in 2018. Manages this first kill despite being 6 HP. Gonna keep on pushing forward. We're gonna try and flush PHR out from this B bomb site. The bomb resides over at A, and Mixwell's done exactly that. He's cleared up B, leaving Snatchy 1 versus 3. And that's on the side of the bomb site. It's AZ though that's gonna represent the real problem. Playing from the top of the trains, a little bit of parkour here and there, and Snatchy, quick flick up onto him, tried to take the fight on a Mixwell, and 3 kills for him in that round, and there we go, the man on our screens. He's feeling good. I mean, we say he's advertising himself, he's done more than that. He's taken out a double-page spread. You know, he's done a full ad campaign costing, or worth millions perhaps.
Yeah, paid by, of course, the Oscar Canelias Foundation. That's how it is. Yeah, he's definitely going to be interesting. I think we have around 20, 25 top-level players who are currently without a team in CSGO, and he's one of them. Trying to stand out. So is AZ, so is Kirby, so is MSL. This is just pistols, though, for a go, but they will be mowed down. Once more, a flawless economical round. No weapons lost so far for North. Ruby is going to try and change that, but it's going to be very hard. AZ does it. 3K for him.
Now the buy comes back in for the Poles. They finally have Snatchy back on that AWP to try and step up, try and challenge Mixwell. Early on, Snatchy was besting him in a lot of those fights. Mixwell since, though, turning things around and finding form in these last few rounds. Keeping up his star-studded performance. Get a Molotov Valde off, but still holding here is Mixwell, waiting for the cross. First shot missed, now he gives it up. Valde tries to peek to remedy that, and fall as a result. Smoke's running down here towards B, but Ago, they're not going to go pushing in just yet. They've taken the man advantage, and now they apply the brakes.
MSL pushing into A main, seeing nothing, despite all the utility coming out. So he's calling that, he's actually calling for backup now that he gets Toa, but now he knows, okay, this is not coming A, it's coming B. It's not coming home either, but Mixwell, he's definitely here to bring the pain with the AWP. So is AZ with his M4. And now Snatchy has to be the god with the AWP.
He most certainly does. 2v3, this is one of the best situations Ago have seen themselves in quite some time. Bomb is ticking it down. Mixwell misses that jump on up and falls at the hands of Groovy, leaving AZ 1v2. You're up in the heavens, gonna go ahead and get the trade as Snatchy peeks wide, locking in a 7th round for Ago. They finally put an end to the 5-round win streak from North. But you saw how many of those rounds went flawless. You saw how many times North were allowed to keep all 5 alive. Money is plentiful. They get whatever they want into the last round of the half.
Snatchy definitely the standout player from our Polish friends of a go. Now trying to make the difference once again. He just saw the scope and he's ready for it. Mixwell taken out. Smoke landing in a tad too late. Cancel him out. Goes for the headshot peek as well, but doesn't get it. PHR will get it. Kirby clipped out mid-air, but MSL answers back. He's picked up the AWP now. Rolling back the years, MSL doubles up.
Snatchy repositioning to try and deal with the man over here. I know the rest of the boys are making their way into the B bomb site. Snatchy does best MSL in the AWP duel. There's only AZ left alive, and he's trying to deal with the man who's alone, which he will be allowed to do. But the bomb's down. It's been ticking for a while, and it's this aggression from Groovy that looks to catch AZ off guard. Indeed it does, and that's Ago securing an 8-7 as they manage to win it out by 1 round. Now heading into the CT side, if they can keep this good form up, they could send North home potentially and secure a spot in the playoffs. And this would be a little bit of revenge for the events of DreamHack Open Summer, where North sent Ago packing in this same matchup there.
What a first half it has been for Snatchy, though. He's been on point with the AWP on the T side. Now he swings over to the CT side as well, where he can potentially do even more damage. I think he ended up at 19 frags, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 19 to 10. Hovering around 120 ADR. That's an AWP player. That is a 6 stat line for him. And in the picture. 10 seconds to go, and we bring you the second half of this third and final deciding map. One of the teams will go home to the hotel in shambles. Another one will leave here and prep for the next day.
Well, this pistol round is now underway. And over on the side of Ago, Toe has picked up a kit of smoke as well. You look at North, they've got plenty of utility to play with, and this suggests a fast A play. That's exactly the call as the smokes come raining in. And now they look to try and take advantage of this. They've walled it off so that they can progress toward this bomb site, sneaking by, and they've actually gone through their own smoke. So Groovy not in the position he thought he might have had. Oh, that's a quick shot though on Oazy, and now suddenly it's brought down to a 1v2 as this pistol round was looking good for North early on. It's very quickly turned sour. Valde. He's had a few moments today where he's looked impeccable, and he has to look all that now and more.
Now 1v1 against Groovy. He'll take it. Valde. Young gun on the side of North. One of those Danish talents that a few years ago everyone was saying he can be the next big one, and he's found his way into this North lineup. Changed him from Heroic. Now he's here and pulling plays like this. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some of these players here, how they switch around in the teams in Denmark. Grabbing Valde from Heroic, grabbing Kirby from Astralis. MSL and AC sticking together. AC actually brought in from FaZe also, but that's a bit longer ago. And ago are definitely who we're talking about right now. Furlan with the Desert Eagle. Not enough. PHR with one as well.
Wrap round though from Valde that looks to try and secure it for North. He's the fail-safe. If everyone else fails, he's there, but it's not going to matter. Mixwell and MSL finding the last few frags, and Mixwell certainly getting his face out there. Had a lot of screen time right now. He's been consistently hitting his shots, and that's what it gets you. Some time up on the big screen. You always get to see his little smirky face after he's caused some chaos. North in the lead, 9-8, a chance to reach double digits over Ago, and you look at what they've got out of this round. They just have to grit their teeth, go for the eco. So this should be a pretty clean and concise round for North, and that does look to be the case.
Slow start can evolve into a great finish. 10-8 will be the scoreline, but this is where it's going to be hard fought. Go. Up on Snatchy. Set up on everyone else, missing just the tiniest bit of utility in the end. Smoke here and there, Molotov here and there, and then a kit. But apart from that, they're fine. Snatchy with the AWP is going to be the highlight player surely of this round if it comes home to a go. HR playing the E-box position as Mixwell is trying to open up on Ivy. Sees the shade and will push Toa back with a nade.
They've already gone through this smoke though. They've got aggressive and Toa's not ready for it. Groovy now to try and step up. Does ignite the first man. Snatchy there to help out, and that's Valde falling as well. Just Mixwell and AZ left to try and do something here for North and make that just Mixwell. The man from Spain. You can't spell Spain without pain. That's what he tries to cause a bit the way of Ego, but it's not going to happen. They managed to hold on, keeping 3 players alive. Over on the side of the poles. Both the AWPs carried forward. Tactical timeout called in for North.
And Snatchy, of course, as stated, difference maker with 2 frags on the AWP. Looking very nice. Valde sitting on 17, 16 for Mixwell, 14 on Kirby, 13 on AC, and then 9 on MSL. Snatchy definitely the top performer on the Ego side with 20, and then the rest of his team follows with 10, 9, 8, 7. It's the second to last timeout for North as well. Only 20 out of the 30 rounds played. Hopefully that's not going to affect them too badly. It's always great to have your coach in on the discussion, even though here at DreamHack he can actually also talk during the rounds as well, but usually only really used in those timeouts. Double AWP set up for the CT side. Mixwell takes the first one, and Snatchy gone down, and second one. That's another kill. Furlan is still alive though, and kicking, and he kicks Mixwell down the drain. Goes for another one as Toa. 2 in his account now. Valde, 1v2.
Furlan flushes him away. That is going to be the 10th round secured, all tied up. 10-10. And over on the side of North, they're going to try and... I was going to say they might try and muster something together, but no, they're not going to. They're going to play things safe. MSL at a bit extra. Instead, he's just going to go for the Deeg alongside AZ.
Potentially can drop an AWP for Mixwell in the next buy round. Let's see what they can get out of this. This should be smooth sailing for Snatchy and the boys, but... It's disgusting. Nice little quick scope there from Snatchy. Can he land the second one as well? Not really going to be given to him, but surely an 11th round. Lying in wait here for a go.
Definitely feels like that should be the case. You don't expect these pistols to do too much with no armor. 2 Ds, that's all they've got. They can't get past PHR. Kirby going to be dropped by Snatchy. Okay, Valde's going to manage one, but there's Snatchy instantly trading it back. Between PHR and him, they lock in an 11th round. Now the buy comes through for North, though. They're going to have rifles. Another timeout called in by MSL, being very generous with these. They have 2 timeouts left.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Definitely need to discuss a plan of attack now. This is a round they need to get on the board. Need to do some kind of damage to the economy of the CT side. Yep, smokes on every single player. There is the possibility of running the smoke wall outside, which is a great way to counter these AWP players. Kind of mollow out the normal positions where the AWPs can be at, and then try and take the close range duels with the AK. And see what the plan is for North. They go on the receiving end, just having to react to it, and so far, so good. Not going to be the setup for this one. As we do see a lot of players up in wide walls here for this. Seems to me like we're going to see an inside play. Gabby down towards Pop Dog. Snatchy close with the orb. Don't like that angle, and he doesn't either. Smokes it off and rotates away, but push is going to come towards B and towards Furlan and his orb. Grubby as well, with the silenced M4. Watching for the boost.
North aren't showing their hand early on. Mixwell waits in main. Kirby over here in pop. Now the smokes and flashes raining towards the speed bomb site, but it's all a fake. Mixwell finding that first frag out from main and try and get past PHR, but he's going to smite down too, and now it's easy propelling them back into this round. A sly double from him sees it. Return towards B. The bomb goes down, and PHR and Snatchy have their work cut out for them now. Get past AZ, and that's something they've not been able to do. Snatchy, 1 versus 3. Bomb ticking down. Likely doesn't try and go for this one, but he's first got to look to escape. He does drop AZ. There's a wrap round coming in from Valde. And that might be enough to catch Snatchy off guard. Waits down in CT, wants to hold on to the AWP. There you go. They can don a buy if he holds on to this AWP.
Valde, he circling in like a shark. Will take the frag as well, deadly as ever. Another round on the board for North. 11-11. We were talking about how this game couldn't be any closer. Well, that has certainly delivered. We're in map 3. 23 rounds in, and there's still nothing separating these two. Full buy both sides as well.
Another timeout called in by MSL for North. This has been back-to-back timeouts, the last 3 in a row. It's a decision they're going to make, discussing with Mixwell. Maybe keep our eye on him, see if they try and make him do something a bit aggressive early on. He does have that AWP in hand.
Something that's such an interesting factor that MSL has a player on his team that he can unleash. A player that's not used to the system of North, but a player that we know has the level to just go rampant. Push out, make the difference all on his own. Ruby only on a C-set 75, missing utility and Snatchy plus armor on him, so that's a glass cannon for him. Not the best advice for a go. But look at this push towards Ivy 2, terrorist players there as well.
Kirby's fully blind, but Valde is not. And Valde's there to help him out. Between them, they've dispatched of everyone down towards his Ivy position, with the exception of PHR. He emerges late, and he's going to get dealt with as well. Now Snatchy. This shot, and this round's come crumbling down around AGO. They try and switch up the pace to counteract that tactical pause. Any decision that North made, they wanted to try and throw it into disarray, but instead, they've been bamboozled. Furlan 1v5 down in connector. The bomb falls over here at B. And Furlan just really wants to stay alive at this point in time. There's no more money for AGO, so North find a 12th round here. And Kirby, he'll be found, but now they know where Furlan is, and that kill there, that's attracted the attention of North. They swarm around him. They pluck him from the sky. 12-11. And now no money left for Ago. Just going to have to take this one on the chin, but that gives North a free opportunity to reach a 13.
Slight gap in a game that has been close throughout the whole series. Slight chance for North now to get ahead. Smoke set up outside, Molotovs rain in. No respect play coming out against the Zico. Oh, okay. Maybe they should show them some respect. 2 kills have already come in. 3 kills. This is a very expensive round. Do not mistake this. Yes, North win it, but they lose 3 weapons to no investment.
Yeah, they've had to rebuy down. Now they're on the T side where buying is cheaper, but yeah, losing 3, they've had to invest a lot more into this round than they would have liked. Similar story for Ago though. A loss here, they get reset. North go up 14-11, and there's no money left for the polls. At which point, you're forced buying to the end of the game, or you give them 15 and you play for overtime with a full buy. Both the outcomes very bad for Ago if they lose this round. This is the defining moment of this series for Ago. Kirby already out, leading the charge. Mixwell is the man to open. Valda and Kirby between them. They found everybody inside of A. Snatchy and Furlan left alive, and they want to try and hold on to these M4s for the reasons I just listed. There's no money left for Ago. It's going to be a 14th round for North. The Danish-Spanish mix.
And you can see you can read it in the movement of Snatchy that he wanted to go into that smoke and try to make a difference, but wasn't allowed, and rightly so. It's really hard to retake that 2v5, but also will be hunted down and taken out. It's looking very good for North. Just had 14 rounds on the board, and just pistols to answer back from a go.
There you go, they're going to try and play for the overtime. In this round, they've gone for pistols, nades across the board, so keep your eyes peeled for that. They're going to look to try and nade stack towards likely main early on based on where everyone's headed. They're going to wait a little bit. Sadly, on the other places it's quite common to nade stack. Oh, hang on a minute. They haven't done it. They've headed back towards B.
So they see no aggression. They have one scout, and he sees no aggression, and then they decide not to go for it. Now they have to rotate around again and see if they can deploy the nade stack towards Ivy. Not really a stack anymore, as they're all separated. North, the big chance of getting on 15.
3 nades have been thrown thus far, and they've done a total of 2 damage to the side of North. The investment not panning out for AGO. Of course, they're going to be able to bite in the next round, at which point they need to win 4 back-to-back to take the streak to overtime if this round does not go their way. Still, we've seen how deadly these pistols can be. North barreling on in towards the A bomb site. It's not over till it's over, and as Groovy looks to try and show them, he's able to find that first kill. Now Kirby answers back, but he is tagged down low, still putting up numbers. AZ's there to help out, and Snatchy on this wrap round. This just isn't happening for him. North going to be reaching map and series point here in this game, where the winner secures their spot in the semi-finals tomorrow. The loser goes home.
North poised for a Danish matchup against Fractors. Ago, unless they do something crazy here, poised for an early flight home. Snatchy, P250. Can he take any weapons away from the Danes as they try to exit out? Or will they exit out? Here comes the nade. Does some damage, but they're all here. Whole gang's here. Mixwell with a 2K that round. And 15 on the board. This could be the last round of this series, and what a series it's been. Up and down, a roller coaster of emotions. But as the series have gone, 3 maps every single time, North winning out every single time, it's gone just as all the other times.
Yeah, history does have tendencies to repeat itself. Double AWPs out from Ago, though, as they look to try and stay in this match that much longer. They want to try and dodge elimination, and PHR tries to propel them there. Now MSL answers back straight away. Good start. Now the pressure's on for Furlan. P can have the top of that smoke flash back. Won't have the opportunity to find that man advantage once again for Ago.
This is the read from MSL. I think this is where they go push inner. Let's wait and see. Molotov stop sign. Yep, this is the inner push. And now it all comes down to Snatchy.
He's holding aggressively though, finds that first kill, and there we go. Now disappears. Back into the bomb site he goes. He's going to be at the forefront of their minds though. They know that the top fragger for Ago resides here. Missed shot the second time around. Does tag up Valda to 1 HP. That's going to make him vulnerable to that nade on Toa. MSL creeping forward. Dispatches of Groovy. It's Valda. 1 HP to his name. The AWP in hand. Map and series point on the line for North. He needs 2 kills. He's going to peek out. Does dispatch a Furlan. Toa just catches the timing as he tries to make a hasty retreat. But EPU's going to come on in. There you go, picking up a 12th round by the skin of their teeth.
Still alive, the Dream. North, you can see Valde set that they weren't able to take that one. They give in a lifeline to a go, and they're going to grab that and hold on with all their strength. Needs 3 rounds in a row, and that's the last pause coming out for North. Want to make sure that this is where they end it. They don't want to give a chance. That's where Go gets really dangerous if they see that way in. If they get this round, there's definitely a way in.
One thing it is important to keep an eye on, though, as a result of only one man surviving, the buy here from Ego is pretty dire. I mean, it's 3 Famas is not really ideal. Snatchy's going to be back on his AWP, who, by the way, having a fantastic game. 28 kills to his name. The next nearest on his team is 14.
Yeah, he's going to be plus 18, I think, for the whole series in frags. That's a really, really nice stat line.
This is a pivotal moment for Ego. That said, there's still money for North. I mean, this ball's in their court. They'd have to screw up pretty badly to end up in a scenario where they start to give this away. It would require a tremendous individual effort from Ego. Now, Snatchy, he's someone who has been making a tremendous individual effort. He's looked so good. He's come rotating around into this B bomb site, and that's the perfect read to have as North are stacked up outside. Looking like they're going to try and mix things up with a fast B play. It's Snatchy and Furlan to hold the fort, try and send them back to the depths from which they came. Damage done through the smoke, but Snatchy close within the bomb site, not ready for Kjaerbye, and Furlan falls as well. Double kill. As Kjaerbye bids them goodnight, it's going to be 3 players left for Ego to retake, and Valde aggressive, trying to cut off these rotations. The bomb is down and ticking, and every second that goes by, North get closer to closing this match out. Valde answers back. 3v2, Toa finds him. Kjaerbye's tagged down low. He's got 2 kills to his name already. He has to get that much more, and he does deliver. It's Groovy, 1v1 Viazi. And he's up in the heavens, the bomb's ticking down. Groovy's on it. Azy flashes round, and Groovy's off the bomb now. It's just a mind game, and Groovy is going to be sticking it, but Azy finds the frag, and just like that, North have secured their spot in the playoffs tomorrow and succeeded in sending Ego home once again at a critical avenue in the DreamHack Open circuit. We saw them do it this summer. Now they've done it here in Valencia as well.
3rd DreamHack Open playoff in a row. Won it at Tours. Said at summer as well, they faced up against Optic and lost. And now, going to face up against Fraxters tomorrow. Commiserations to Go. They played valiantly here. Snatchy, definitely his performance was one to remember. So we're happy to see North go, but of course sad to see Go leave.
Yeah, you know, really kind of feel for Snatchy there as well. I mean, in that 3rd map, he was really the only one on his team who kept that great form up. You feel like if there was just one other player there with him, it could have been a very, very different story. But for North, you know, the tail is there. I mean, it's a fantastic recovery throughout. After Inferno, they kind of got it handed to them there on a map that's normally so kind to them. But they managed to secure a spot in the playoffs, and that's also great for Mixwell and the crowd here in Valencia.
Of course. So yeah, it's going to be all for us for this game. We're going to go over to some gentlemen who know a bit more about the game, and they're going to break it down for us.
Thank you very much. Now, I wouldn't say it's sad very much to see a team leave the tournament. I mean, that is exactly how these things work. But yes, it is true. Ego have been eliminated, and North do move on now to the semifinals after a day full of best of 3s. My name is Trey Saranthus here on the desk, and alongside of my esteemed colleagues in Bleh and Sponge. Let's try to make some sense of this one, boys. What do we got?
I think the first port of call, or the most important map for me, was the opening game of Overpass. And the reason I say that is because that game was won for North on the back of individual performances. In the first half, time and time, Kjaerbye stepping up and having some really huge rounds. Otherwise, I could have seen that half being a 12-3, similar scoreline to that. And then as you flicked on over, it was clutch players and individual moments. We saw Mixwell with the AWP, we saw other players stepping up with lots of multi-frags. That was the real turning point. If they didn't have those individuals stepping up in that game, they would have never won that map. They would have been blown out of the water on Inferno, and that would have been it. That would have been done and dusted. So they're very lucky that the individuals stepped up when they needed to in that game. Now, Inferno, it doesn't even really matter, right? It's a wash. It's 16-5. It's whatever. There's not even too much of a talking point there. But you flick over to this last map, it's once again, Ego looked like they were in command. But the difference was, every time they were winning a round and the camera swung to them, Gribby was like, he didn't look like he was having a good time. But then when North, even when they were losing, their fist bumping, they were still smiling. Yeah. They were able to take the victory here, and their first couple of rounds they got on the board were once again, in my opinion, through individual prowess. And then as soon as they'd got those under their belt, it seemed like they started to come together as a unit and play some team-based Counter-Strike.
I think the thing was, even though Ego won so many rounds on the T side, this is what's surprising, right? They were playing so scared on the CT side. Yeah. It's almost like they lost a pistol round, 1v2 clutch from Val, great stuff coming out from him, right? But they never really built up the economy to go for more riskier plays. They never had the money to really, try and, kind of throw in the utility, trying to go for aggro map control plays. So they're playing so very passively. And credit to North, the amount of map control they're getting, they were always punishing Ego towards Ivy, for example. They're playing the pair works wonderfully. Yeah. And Mixwell, he was just coming alive in his entire series with that AWP.
Yeah, he had a lot of freedom, right? And he was taking a lot of duels and making a lot of kills. I thought as well in that train game, we did see a lot of potential save scenarios come out from Ego because they were playing like a 2-3 split. They weren't doing the 4-man out stack. And as soon as the attack went down on Yard, they were locked out and they opted to save in a lot of those times. But here's a swing round, right? This is individual. This is a 1v2. Valdo winning this pistol round. If he was unable to do this, then Ego would have been geared up to take the game. And there's just all these kind of rounds. The clutches definitely, I think, if you look back at the stats, were well and truly in their favor. And a huge standout right there is the AWPers, both with a lot of opening kills.
Right. Yeah, Mixwell and Snatchy, right? Mixwell's a little surprising, to be honest. Like, we were, complaining about him a little bit yesterday. It was very quiet, but this series just came alive. And Snatchy, man, Inferno, he was a beast. And Train, 29 kills, and the second highest top fragger was 14.
Well, back-to-back cases on Overpass, so I don't want to drag that one out any further than I have to. But there's one man standing by right now that we are looking forward to hearing from. Mr. Mixwell, how's it going, my friend? Congratulations.
Thank you. It's good. It's been a great game.
Was indeed. Go ahead.
No, so I guess we don't want to state the obvious too much that you're happy to get a victory here in front of the home crowd, but in terms of what it looks like from when you guys are playing, even when you were losing rounds, it looks like the North squad and with you there, you're having fun, they're smiling, you and Valdo have looked like you got a good bit of chemistry going down the end of the desk. What's going on within the team?
Well, we know that we didn't have too much preparation. We didn't play a single match before this tournament, so we don't have too much pressure. We know that we have to hit our shots, and they explained to me what I have to do before the game, so I have to remember a lot of stuff. And I've been on vacation, so I had 20 hours on Steam. I'm not really prepared individually, so the more games we play, the better we will be. And I think that if we continue like this, we will win the tournament.
All right, quick question from my end would be, it looked a little different, like yesterday watching you guys in Inferno when you guys lost. You were going for those, for those pick-based plays, you're running around the map and all, but this time around, it felt there was more structure behind it. You're kind of working in pairs, I think with Valdi most of the time, and also, it was almost like the team was trying to modify the way they were working to fit your style, to fit you, to enable you rather to get those picks. Was there a change there?
I just think that the maps are different. The maps just fit me more. I had more time to play, and I felt more confident as well to go for picks and stuff. And I just think that the way they play, the op doesn't have as much freedom as you might think, but I play much more supportive. And then in CD side, they let me do whatever I want. And it went really good because I was hitting shots today, and it made the difference.
Yeah, definitely. So I think, I'm not sure if this is cropped up in the camp yet. Obviously, you just won the game, but I'm sure the idea of if you'd won, you're obviously going to be playing Fragsters tomorrow, if I'm correct. Is there much murmurs in the camp about that game? Because it's almost like the big brothers of North are going to be bullying the little ones of Fragsters, the new Danish guys in the scene. Has there been much talk about that previously or throughout the last 24 hours?
Yeah, of course. We will prepare for them. They are youngsters. They are really good. They deserve to be where they are today. And I just think that North are really prepared against them. They just told me that they usually win against them because they win the mental game. So I'm just going to do my job and try to win the game like always.
Well, it was a three-mapper. I think I expect you guys to close it out in two, but nonetheless, you got it done, Mixwell. Congratulations. I'm going to let you go get with your team right now, probably grab some dinner, and strategize for tomorrow. Thank you very much, sir, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Okay, so Strafe Esports is the app that you should have had, if you didn't have it before, to follow along with that game. If you just had to load up your favorite esports website, you did it wrong. You get the app.
Where can I find the app?
Well, you can find it at the Google Play Store or the App Store, Chad, of course.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. there's cheers because you told me where to go.
I think that's what it was. I think that's exactly what it was. The Strafe Esports app, make sure you go ahead and grab that right now. We have yet one more best of 3 remaining today, and it is sure to be a banger. The last decider of the Group B, and it's going to be Luminosity versus G2 Esports. A long road for both and an elimination game for both as well. We're going to go to a quick break. We come back, we're going to jump right into that last best of 3, so make sure you don't go anywhere.